Do you want to start a new chapter in your life? Your life is okay. You have a job. You have plans. But something feels missing. You want to start something new, but change is scary, right? What if change is not bad? What if change is a new chance to grow? Today, we will learn English with a story about courage and new beginnings. It's a simple story, but with a big lesson for your career. If you are ready to grow your career and your English, click like and subscribe. Let's start. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. There once was a woman who was smart and worked hard. She lived in a small apartment in a big city. Her apartment was nice. It had a big window. From the window, she could see the park. She liked the park. Every morning, she would wake up at 7 o'clock. The sun came into her room. She made coffee. She liked her coffee black, with no sugar. She ate toast with butter. Every day, it was the same breakfast: coffee and toast. After breakfast, she put on her work clothes. She had a blue coat, a white shirt, and black pants. She wore these clothes often. They were her work uniform. She worked in an office. The office was not far from her home. She walked to work. The walk was 20 minutes. She saw the same trees, the same cars, and the same people every day. She knew the name of the dog that lived in the greenhouse. His name was Max. She would say hello to Max every morning. This woman had the same job for 5 years. Her job was in a big building. The building was tall and gray. Her office was on the 3rd floor. She worked in the finance department. Her work was with numbers. She was good with numbers. The job was okay. It was not bad. It was not great. It was just okay. The work was easy for her now. She knew how to do everything. There were no surprises. Her boss was a quiet man. He was nice. He did not talk much. Her colleagues were also nice. They would talk about the weather. They would talk about their weekends. The conversations were always the same. There would be questions about the weekend, and the answers were always nice or good. This was the conversation every Monday. She felt safe in her job. The salary was good. It paid for her apartment. It paid for her food. It was a secure job. But she was not happy. She was not sad, but she was not happy. She felt like she was sleeping. Her brain was sleeping. The work was boring. It was very, very boring. Every day was the same. She arrived at 9 o'clock. She turned on her computer. She read her emails. She worked with numbers. She had lunch at 1 o'clock. She ate a sandwich at her desk. She worked more with numbers. She went home at 5 o'clock. Day after day, week after week, month after month, for 5 years. Her weekends were the same too. On Saturday, she cleaned her apartment. She went to the supermarket. She bought food for the week. On Sunday, she read a book or watched a movie. Her life was a small, perfect circle. It was a very predictable circle. Sometimes, in the evenings, she would look at social media. She saw pictures of old friends. They were traveling to new countries. They were starting new businesses. They were learning new skills, like painting or playing the guitar. Their lives looked so big and full of color. Her life, in contrast, felt very small and gray, like the building where she worked. She knew that social media was not always real, but the feeling was real. The feeling that she was standing still while the world was moving. She felt like a small plant in a small pot. The pot was safe, but the plant cannot grow. She wanted to grow. She wanted to feel excited. She wanted a challenge. She wanted something more, but she was afraid of change. Change is big and unknown. Her job is small and known. One Tuesday evening, she was at home. She was making pasta for dinner. Her phone rang. It was a good friend. This friend was very energetic and happy. She was not like the woman in our story. This friend loved new things. The friend's voice was full of energy, asking how she was. The reply was quiet, explaining that she was just okay, making dinner. The friend thought that okay was not a great answer, and shared some exciting news. She spoke about her company, a creative design firm. She described a new job opening for a project manager. She explained how interesting the work was, working with creative people and organizing projects. The friend saw it as a big opportunity, a perfect chance for her. The woman stopped stirring her pasta. Her heart beat a little faster. A project manager? At a design company? It sounded different. It sounded exciting. But doubts appeared. She told her friend that her experience was with numbers, that she was a finance person, not a designer. The friend just laughed. She insisted that was not important. The important skills were being organized and smart, qualities she already had. The company could teach the design part. The friend explained that she was the first person she thought of for the job. She promised to send a link to the job description online, asking her to please just look at it. The woman agreed she would. They talked for a few more minutes before saying goodbye. She ate her pasta, but she did not taste it. Her mind was full of her friend's words. A new job, a big opportunity, an interesting job. After dinner, she opened her laptop. She found the email from her friend. She clicked the link. The website for the design company was beautiful. It was full of color and amazing pictures. It looked like a happy place to work. She read the description for the project manager job. The words were exciting. Manage creative projects. Work with a dynamic team. Bring ideas to life. A role for a leader. A leader? She never thought of herself as a leader. She read the requirements. Excellent organization skills. She had those. Good communication skills. She thought her communication was okay. Ability to work in a fast-paced environment. This part scared her. Her office was very slow. Experience in finance is a plus. She read this sentence again. Her experience was a good thing here. The job looked perfect. It was a new start, a new chapter in her life. It was everything she wanted. But her hands were cold. She felt very, very scared. To calm her mind, she decided to be logical. She took a piece of paper and a pen. She drew a line down the middle of the paper. On one side, she wrote, "Stay." On the other side, she wrote, "Go." Under stay, she wrote down all the good things about her current life. The list was long. Safe salary. Easy work. No stress. I know everyone. Office is close to home. Predictable schedule. These were all comfortable, safe things. Then she looked at the Go column. She wrote, Interesting work. Learn new things. Creative company. Higher salary. She put a question mark because she was not sure. Then she added, New challenges. Meet new people. A chance to grow. The stay list was about comfort and safety. The go list was about growth and the unknown. Looking at the two lists made her feel even more confused. The fear of the unknown was a powerful force. A new job was a new challenge. It was a big challenge. The work would be difficult. The people would be new. What if her new boss was not nice? What if her new colleagues were not nice? What if she could not do the work? What if she failed? The idea of failing was terrible. At her current job, she never failed. She could not fail because the work was too easy. Her old job was a warm, small room. This new job was a big, open field. It was full of possibilities, but also full of risks. She closed the laptop. Her heart was beating very fast. She felt a mix of excitement and fear. The fear was stronger, much stronger. A voice in her head told her she could not do it, that it was too much, that she should stay where it was safe. She went to bed, but she could not sleep. She thought about the gray building where she worked. She thought about the colorful website of the new company. Gray and colorful. Safe and scary. Boring and exciting. Her mind was a battle. What helps you feel brave when you are scared? Think about a time you were afraid of a change. What did you do? Tell us your ideas and your stories in the comments below. We can all learn from each other. The next day at work, she could not focus. The numbers on her screen looked like small, boring ants. They did not mean anything to her. She thought about the new job. She thought about the fear. The fear was a big, dark cloud around her. At lunch, she did not eat her sandwich. She walked to the park near her office. She sat on a bench. The sun was warm. She saw a small child learning to ride a bike. The child had a small blue bicycle. His father was with him. The child was scared. He held the handlebars very tight. She heard the child tell his father that he couldn't do it, that he would fall. The father's response was calm and wise. He explained that falling is okay, that it is part of learning. He said that when you fall, you get up and try again. He promised to be right there to make sure he wouldn't get hurt. The child looked at his father, then at the bike. He took a deep breath. He put his feet on the pedals. He started to pedal. He was shaky. He moved a few feet. Then he fell. The grass was soft. He was not hurt. The father smiled, encouraging him to get up and try again. The boy did. He got back on the bike. He tried again, and again, and again. Each time, he got a little better. The woman watched for 10 minutes. She thought about the boy. He was scared, but he was trying. He was learning. He was growing. She thought about herself. She was not trying. She was sitting in her safe place. She was not growing. That evening she called her friend again. She admitted how amazing the job looked, but also how deep her fear was. Her voice was shaking. The friend was quiet for a moment. She was a good friend, a good listener. Then she offered a new perspective. She explained that it is okay to be afraid. Everyone is afraid of new things. It is normal. She said that being brave does not mean you are not afraid. Being brave means you do something even when you are afraid. The woman worried about failing, about not being good enough. The friend's voice became very soft and kind. She asked her to think about life as a house with many rooms. For 5 years, she had been in the same room, a nice, comfortable, safe room. She knew every part of that room. But there was a door. This new job was that door. A new beginning is like an open door. You do not know what is in the next room. It can be anything. It can be wonderful. It can be a challenge. But you will never know if you do not open the door and walk through it. Staying in the same room forever is not growing. It is just staying. The friend continued, explaining that failure is just another word for learning. Mistakes can be the best teachers. This was not about failing. It was about trying. It was about choosing to grow. This change was a gift, and she deserved to open that gift. She thought about her friend's words all night. An open door. A gift. The next morning, she woke up and she felt different. The fear was still there. It was a small knot in her stomach. But there was another feeling now. It was a small spark of excitement. A small flame of hope. She made her coffee. She ate her toast. And then she did something different. She opened her laptop. She opened her resume. It was 5 years old. She spent all morning updating it. She wrote about her skills. She wrote about her work with numbers. She remembered that the new job said, "Experience in finance is a plus." She felt a little more confident. It took her 3 hours. After work, she wrote a cover letter. She wrote about why she wanted the job. She wrote with honesty. She wrote that she was excited to learn. She was excited for a new challenge. She read it many times. It felt right. She took a deep breath, like the little boy on the bicycle. She attached her resume and her cover letter to an email. She clicked Send. The email was gone. For a moment she felt panic. But then she felt a sense of peace. She did it. She tried. She opened the door. 2 weeks passed. She did not hear anything. She started to think maybe they did not like her resume. The little knot of fear in her stomach got bigger. Maybe she was not good enough. She continued her boring job. The numbers, the emails, the quiet conversations. One afternoon, her phone rang. It was an unknown number. She answered it. A woman's voice asked to speak with her. It was a woman from the design company. She had received the application for the project manager position. The team was very impressed. They wanted to invite her for an interview. The woman could not believe it. She happily agreed. The interview was 2 days later. She was very nervous. She spent the entire day before preparing. She bought a new blazer, one that made her feel confident. She read everything on the company's website. She learned about their history, their values, and their biggest projects. She wanted to understand their world. Then, she thought about the interview questions. She looked online for common questions. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Why do you want this job? She wrote down her answers. Then she practiced saying them out loud. She stood in front of the mirror in her bedroom and talked to herself. At first, she felt very silly. Her own voice sounded strange. But she continued. She practiced until the answers felt natural. She wanted to be ready. She wanted to show them she was serious. This preparation was a new feeling. For her old job, she never needed to prepare. This feeling of working hard for something uncertain was scary, but also exciting. She walked into the colorful office, and it felt full of life and energy. The interview was with 2 people. They were friendly. They asked her many questions. Because she prepared, her answers were clear and confident. She answered with honesty. She talked about her skills in organization. She talked about her desire to learn and grow. She felt good after the interview. She felt like she was herself. A week later, a call came from the company again. The voice on the phone was smiling as it offered her the job. The woman could not speak. Tears came to her eyes. Happy tears. She whispered her thanks. She had the job. The new, exciting, scary job. She was a project manager now. She said goodbye to her old boss and her old colleagues. It felt strange to leave the safe, gray building, but it also felt right. On her first day at the new job, she was nervous, but she was also very excited. Her new desk was near a big window. The office was full of music and conversation. Her new team was friendly and smart. The work was a challenge. It was difficult. She had to learn many new things. Some days were hard. She made some mistakes. In her first few weeks, there was a big team meeting. Everyone was discussing ideas for a new project. The room was full of loud, creative voices. She was quiet. She was afraid to say the wrong thing. She just listened and took notes. She felt small. But the next week, there was another meeting. This time, she prepared. Before the meeting, she thought of one small idea. Just one. She wrote it down. During the meeting, her heart was beating fast. But she remembered the boy on the bike. She took a deep breath. She shared her idea. The room became quiet for a second. Then, her new boss smiled. He said it was a very good idea. The team agreed. In that moment, she felt a new kind of confidence. It was not the safety of being an expert. It was the thrill of contributing something new. She was not bored. Her brain was not sleeping anymore. It is awake and alive. She felt happy. Truly happy. She was growing. The new room was wonderful. The story of this woman teaches us a very important lesson. It is normal to be afraid of change. It is human to love what is safe and known. But growth does not happen in the safe places. Growth happens when we take a deep breath and walk through a new door. Every new beginning is an opportunity to learn, to discover something new about the world, and to discover something new about yourself. You are stronger than you think. Your next chapter is waiting for you. Don't fear it. See it as a gift. Embrace it. You deserve to see what is in the next room. For more powerful lessons to help you build the career and the life you want, subscribe to our channel. You are not alone on this journey. And this is English Unshackled.